All right, everyone, if I could have you turn to page 379 in your textbook, and I'd like for you to take a moment and read number 10. We're going to talk about another population problem. So take a moment and read that, and we'll get started here shortly. Okay, it should make sense to you that after 2 hours, there were 400 pieces of bacteria in the culture. And 4 hours later, at 6 hours, there were now 25,600 pieces of bacteria in that culture. So you can see that it grew extremely quickly. But the problem is we didn't know the rate. The question asked us to find the rate. So here's how we're going to go about doing that. I know that the initial population was not originally given to us, but we do know that there was 400 pieces of bacteria 2 hours in. So what we're going to do is make our 400 the P, the initial population. We're just going to pretend right now that 400 is our P. And we're going to raise that, we'll multiply it by E to the R. We don't know what R is, RT. So right now we have A of T equaling 400 E to the RT. I know that there were 25,600 pieces of bacteria 4 hours later. So what I'm going to do is put 25,600 in for A of T and then plug in 4 in for my time to show that 4 hours after I had 400 pieces of bacteria, I then had 25,600. Now I have enough information to solve for R. So I'm going to divide by 400 on both sides. That gives me 64 is equal to E to the 4 times R. To get rid of my E, I'll natural log both sides. That cancels my E out. And then that pulls my 4R down, so I have natural log of 64 equals 4 times R. To get R by itself, I'll simply divide by 4 on both sides. So I now have R being the natural log of 64 divided by 4. When I throw that into my calculator, that gives me an approximate value of 1.039. Okay? So we can say in a percentage that our growth rate was 104%. Now here's the deal. I don't want you to round that too early. So go to your calculator and type in the natural log of 64 divided by 4 and store that as x in your calculator. So ln of 64 over 4, STO x. Now anytime I use x on that calculator screen, it will use 104% as my answer. So now, part B. Part B asks us to find the initial population. Sorry, I'm kind of writing off to the side right now, and I realize that you're not even going to see what I'm writing. So, what we're going to do is find our initial population since we now know our growth rate. Alright, so I think we're going to go over here and erase a little bit on the other side. Hopefully you have everything there that you need. Alright. Now remember we stored x as our rate. That's the natural log of 64 over 4. And so we're going to plug that in for our R in our formula, but we don't know P.